जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल 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 जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, 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 जय जय राधा रमन। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, 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 जय 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 राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे, जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम, जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय, जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। श्री 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 हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुम् उन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथामितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for the today's evening Bhagavad Gita class, and I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the devotees here. Kindly bless me so that I can discuss today's topics and the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo ananta koti vaishnavvranda ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, and the title of this chapter is The Opulence of the Absolute. So you must have heard the summary of this chapter when it was started. Let me just recite the summary which was quoted by Srila Prabhupada. So summary of this chapter 10. Whether in this material world or spiritual world, all the wonderful phenomena that shows power, beauty, glory or sublimits are partial manifestation of Kṛṣṇa divine power and glory. As the supreme cause of all causes and the support and essence of all, Kṛṣṇa is the supreme object of worship for all beings. So this is the summary of this chapter. Now today we are going to read verse number 9 out of the Chatushloki. Let's just have an overview of this chapter. So this chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita consists of 42 shlokas. And this whole chapter can be divided into 4 themes, 4 parts. The first part, verse number 1 to 6, it's all about understanding Kṛṣṇa. And Kṛṣṇa says, one who understands unknowable position of me, that is Kṛṣṇa, he will start worshipping me. So that is, Kṛṣṇa is explained in between shloka 1 to 7. This is the first part. Then second part is shlok kramank 8 to 11. Shlok number 8 to 11. So this is Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is in the 4 shlokas of the chapter 10. And that is called a Chatushloki, 4 shlokas, which is in a nutshell, the condensed summary of Bhagavad Gita is in this 4 shloka. And next part is Arjuna's acceptance and request. As soon as Arjuna hears these 4 shlokas, he will immediately accept Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Personality of God. That's why in the summary we heard that Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Person, cause of all causes. So immediately Arjuna accepts Kṛṣṇa and he desires to know more of the opulence of the Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa says, my opulence is unlimited. But just you have asked, I will just explain you the important opulences. Opulence means Aishwarya, we say in Hindi, Aishwarya. That is the 12 to 18. In 6 shlokas, Arjuna accepts Kṛṣṇa as Supreme Person, and also he requests that I would like to know more about your opulences. And because Arjuna has asked, so Kṛṣṇa explains some of the important opulences. So that is from shloka 19 to 42, Kṛṣṇa has explained the opulences. So this is the summary of the whole chapter. Today we are reading shlok kramank 9, that is from this pink theme, that is the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. From that theme we are going to read. So first read this shloka. It's verse number 9. Come kindly recite after me. Mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. Mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. Bodhayantaḥ parasparam. Bodhayantaḥ parasparam. Kathayantaś mam nityam. Kathayantaś mam nityam. Tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. Bodhayantaḥ parasparam. Kathayantaś mam nityam. Tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. Bodhayantaḥ parasparam. Kathayantaś mam nityam. Tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. Bodhayantaḥ parasparam. Kathayantaś mam nityam. Tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. Bodhayantaḥ parasparam. Kathayantaś mam nityam. Tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. Bodhayantaḥ parasparam. Kathayantaś mam nityam. Tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. Bodhayantaḥ parasparam. kathayantaś mam nityam, tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca, mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā, bodhayantaḥ parasparam, kathayantaś mam nityam, tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Want to read? You want to try? mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā, bodhayantaḥ parasparam, kathayantaś mam nityam, tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Very nice. Mataji? mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā, bodhayantaḥ parasparam, kathayantaś mam nityam, tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā, bodhayantaḥ parasparam, kathayantaś mam nityam, tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā, bodhayantaḥ parasparam, kathayantaś mam nityam, tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. Very nice. Synonyms. Mat-cittāḥ, their minds fully engaged in me. Mat-gata-prāṇāḥ, their lives devoted to me. Bodhayantaḥ, preaching parasparam, among themselves. Kathayantaḥ, talking cha, also mam, about me. Nityam, perpetually. Tuṣyanti, become pleased. Cha, also. Ramanti, enjoy transcendental bliss. Cha, also. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to me, to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Purport. Pure devotees, whose characteristics are mentioned here, engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa. No, उसमें नहीं है. ठीक. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa. Their talks are solely. आपका इसमें निकाल दीजिए. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Kṛṣṇa, and they take pleasure in discussing Him with other devotees. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature stage, they are actually situated in love of God. Once situated in that transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord in His abode. Lord Chaitanya likens transcendental devotional service to the sowing of the seed in the heart of the living entity. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe. And out of them, there are a few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get the chance to understand devotional service. This devotional service is just like a seed, and if it is sown in the heart of a living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, that seed fructifies just as the seed of a tree fructifies with regular watering. The spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and enters into the Brahma Jyoti effulgence in the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky also, that plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Golok Vrindavana, the supreme planet of Kṛṣṇa. Ultimately, the plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa and rests here. Gradually, as a plant grows, fruits and flowers, that plant of devotional service also produces fruits, and the watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. This plant of devotional service is fully described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 19. It is explained that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord. Just as a fish cannot live without water, in such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord. The Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of such narrations about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to devotees. As stated in the Bhagavatam itself, 12.13.18, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. In this narration, there is nothing about material activities, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Kṛṣṇa consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literature, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in their association. Hare Krishna. So this is a very important verse. Generally, since you have been in devotion maybe many years, you all have definitely experienced that when you meet some devotees, specifically an advanced devotee, always we engage in some transcendental talks about Kṛṣṇa. And there is a great pleasure in discussing and hearing. Normally, as we progress in this spiritual world, the more we hear, the more we relish. The more we advance, the more we relish. And there are many examples in Srimad Bhagavatam that how by association of the devotees, an ordinary man has become a devotee. In the beginning of the first canto, Srila Narad Muni explains with his own story. Narad Muni was born as son of a servant, maid servant, Sudra. But Narad Muni's mother was serving in the houses of some people, and she was subsisting on that, whatever she earned from that. So one time during the Chaturmas, the 4 months, Chaturmas, there were some sadhus, Bhagavatas, devotees, who has come in that village, which was situated in a jungle, in a forest. And Narad Muni's mother got a chance to serve them. So staying very near to their ashram, she was helping in all sort of activities like bringing water, sweeping the floor, bringing the material required for them, maybe cooking So she was doing all this activity. And in turn, she used to get some food. And Narad Muni was a small boy. And he was also going with her. He has already lost his father. So only mother was the shelter for him. And in those 4 months, Chaturmasa, being in the ashram, Narad Muni got an excellent opportunity to hear from those Bhagavatas. And the association of these pure devotees transformed the life of Narad Muni as a boy. And also, he used to take the permission of these Bhagavatas, the devotees, whatever the remnants, uchista, left over, he used to take the permission and he used to eat it. And this was the bonus. By eating this uchista prasadam, he was completely transformed into Bhagavata. And over a period of time, after some time, Narad Muni lost his mother. The mother died because of snake bite. And as a small boy, he could not understand. And this is the external energy, the power of external energy of Lord Kṛṣṇa. So Narad Muni, as a boy, he thought, I had only one shelter. And God also has taken that shelter from me. And left with nothing, Narad Muni started running and running. He went to many places. He saw a beautiful garden, he saw the houses, he saw so many people wandering, and different manifestations of this material world, beautiful birds, beautiful flowers. And he could realize that Paramatma in his heart because of that association. And then he started crying for the Lord, my Lord, please give me the shelter. So how that power of taking the shelter came in the heart of Narad Muni, just because of the association of the devotees. In the whole of this Bhagavatam, the essence of the Bhagavatam is taking the association of the devotees. There is one shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam which is repeated 3 times in Srimad Bhagavatam. One shloka which is repeated almost 2.5 or 3 times. The third one is the same but little change. Just like, in Bhagavad Gita, we have one shloka which is repeated 2 times. You remember that? Manmanabha. Yes, Madhav. 9.30. Last verse of the 9th chapter. And also in 18th. The same thing Kṛṣṇa has repeated. Why he has repeated the same shloka? It's because it's so important. If something is important, it is told 2 or 3 times. So just like, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva Gatiranna. So just by saying Nasti Eva, it was okay. But it was repeated 3 times. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama. Just like in High Court also, the judge has got hammer, wooden hammer. He strikes on the table, order, order, order. Silence, silence, silence. So just to stress a point, the same thing is repeated number of times. Similarly, this one verse, Man manava mad bhakto mad yajimam namaskaro, is so important. That is the essence of whole Bhagavad Gita. If you, the purpose of reading Bhagavad Gita is to become a devotee of Kṛṣṇa. If you become devotee, everything will be revealed to you. But alas, there are so many people who read Bhagavad Gita, but they don't come to this conclusion. It is very unfortunate. Similarly, in whole of this Bhagavatam, there is one shloka which is repeated 3 times. It's a very beautiful shloka. Tulayam lave napi na swargam na punat bhavam bhagavat sangi sangacha martyanam kimuta shishaha tulayam lave napi. Tulayam lave napi. If you have the association of devotees, even for the fraction of a second, how much the fraction? Lava. According to the geological calculation, astronautical calculation, 1 lava means 1/11th of a second. It's called 1 lava. If you divide 1 second, how much is the 1 second? If every time if we close and open our eyelids, we close and open. This is called 1 second. And 1 lava means this 1 second divided by 11. And a 0.09 second is equal to 1 lava. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, if anybody associates with pure devotee even for a fraction, 1 lava time, the benefit that he gets from that association is much more than the benefit one gets from the Swarga. And the benefit one gets from the moksha. And what to speak of the benefit from this material world? That is what is the shloka. So sometimes it's an exaggeration. So how it is possible, 1 lava association, how it is possible that this benefit is much more than the Swarga? So the shloka says, Tulayam lavenapi, if you take a balance, balance scale, and in one part, when one taraju, if you keep the benefit that you get by associating with the pure devotee for 1 lava, that benefit you keep it here, and the benefit you get from Swarga, you keep it here. The benefit you get from association of devotee goes down heavy, and Swarga goes upward. It becomes light in front of this. And if you add the benefit of moksha also to this, that also goes up, and 1 lava benefit is heavy. And what to speak of material benefit? Whatever our father, mother, or anybody who gives us reward in this material world, what to compare that with this 1 lava association? This is the most important verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. And Shuta Goswami and the Shaunak Rishi, all they come, they are praising Suta Goswami. My Lord, since you have come, it is our fortunate. We are getting a benefit of associating with such a pure devotee, which is much more than the Swarga, then Appuna Bhavar, Moksha. What to speak of this material world? Similarly, in Rudra Gita, Lord Shiva sings. It's in the 4th canto, Rudra Gita. Lord Shiva is singing, my Lord, associating with your devotees. The benefit of that is much more than the Swarga. So Lord Shiva is also saying. So that's why Srila Prabhupada writes in the Purport in many places that the purpose that we are building a temple is just to give the association of the devotees. The purpose of building a temple here is that there are devotees who are staying, they are worshipping the Lord, and the common people, when they come, they talk to them, they take Bhagavad Gita, they come to the class, or they ask them, who are you, where you are from, so can you not come to Mangalarti? Please come to Mangalarti. So that association. And next day he will come to Mangalarti and he receives a great benefit, bliss, by coming to Mangalarti. And then slowly that devotion in his heart fructifies and he becomes a good devotee. Just by association. How much important, if you just see in our own lives, how we all became devotee. Just because somebody, some devotee came in contact and then he asked us to come to temple or he gave Bhagavad Gita, that lava matra. So I was also traveling in one bus about 25-30 years back in 96. So one of my friend put the Prabhupada's cassette. We put in the vehicle that we are going. So the moment when I heard Prabhupada talking about Bhagavad Gita, it was, oh, wonderful, who is this? And my friend, seeing my enthusiasm, immediately, he gave me chanting mala, you chant it. And he gave the cassettes. Just because of that association of traveling in that bus, I could come in contact with Srila Prabhupada. There's one very beautiful story in America. All our devotees take Bhagavad Gita and go preaching and selling Bhagavad Gita. So in one railway station, one devotee was selling Bhagavad Gita. He was telling everyone, please take this Bhagavad Gita, $1, please take this. So there was one businessman wearing the coat and pant. He was just running to catch a train. So one devotee was after him, sir, please, one Bhagavad Gita, it's $1. So just he was following him up. So he was frustrated, he was wanting to catch a train, but this fellow is after me. So what he did was he took a few dollars and put in his pocket. He said, no, I don't want money, you take Bhagavad Gita. So without much thought, he just took that Bhagavad Gita, but he was not interested in reading this. So he threw that Bhagavad Gita in the dustbin and went to catch the train. And there was one gentleman sitting idle in the bus stand. He was just observing him. That devotee is following up. He was asking him to take Bhagavad Gita. He took Bhagavad Gita, but he threw it. And that was Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha. This person, no contact, just he was observing this. And since he was to catch a train, his train was 3 hours late. Or maybe train cancelled or he missed the train. So he was waiting for the next train. So he was sitting idle. So he went to that dustbin, took that Bhagavad Gita. And it was quite new Bhagavad Gita. So he unwrapped that Bhagavad Gita. And just as a time pass, he was going through that. And that picture and so beautiful Bhagavad Gita, when it comes in contact with that, immediately Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Prabhupada's association starts happening. And since he was having a time, he read completely that Bhagavad Gita. And the moment he completed it, alas, what a wonderful book it is. And he saw where it is, where the devotees. He saw the address, where there's a ISKCON center is there. So the next moment, he went running to that center and met some devotees. He took prasad there and he became a great devotee. So there are many examples like this. It's Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha. So that's why the devotees also, they are the moving tirthas. Wherever devotees go, they always talk about Kṛṣṇa. They relish themselves and also make others to relish the topics of Kṛṣṇa. So in this shloka it says, mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā bodhayantaḥ parasparam kathayantaś mam nityam tuṣyanti ca ramanti ca. So continuously talk about Kṛṣṇa. And the talk of Kṛṣṇa are very relishing and purifying. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. My janma and karma, my birth and activities are all transcendental. Whosoever knows about it, he will achieve an eternal peace. And after leaving this body, he will never come to again this mortal material world. So that's the great benefit of knowing about Kṛṣṇa. So Kṛṣṇa says in Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, this is 2, 9th verse, mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā. They always think of me, they talk about me. They discuss the topics and relish. So there is this Bhatrod Bihari temple here. Last time also we discussed about it. It's one of the best example of how association transforms the person's heart. This one day, Kṛṣṇa and Balram and all the Gopas, they took all the cows and calves and they were wandering on the Yamuna's bank of Yamuna. So that time all the boys were very hungry. They asked Kṛṣṇa, we are hungry, please do something. And then Kṛṣṇa asked, okay, you go there, some Brahmanas are performing yajna. And very humbly you ask them to give some food. And tell them that Balaram and Kṛṣṇa has come. Take Dada's name first. So the boys go there running. And then they request him, as Kṛṣṇa said. But these Brahmanas were so much engrossed in performing the yajna. The purpose of that yajna was to go to Swarga. That's a Angirasa yajna. By doing that, one will go to Swarga. So they were not interested in Kṛṣṇa. They wanted to go to Swarga. Although the purpose of yajna is to please Kṛṣṇa, but they have forgotten because they were so much engrossed in performing yajna. And when the boys came there to ask something, but they were indifferent to them. They did not look at them. So the boys became very disgusted and came back. Kṛṣṇa asked them, did you eat something sufficiently and have you bought something for us? Boys said, oh Kṛṣṇa, they did not see at us. What to speak of giving us something? Kṛṣṇa started laughing. Okay, don't worry now, you go back to their wives. They are performing, they are doing some activities in the Yajnashala. So you go there, they are my devotees. Again the boys went running. They meet them. In the Pakshala they were preparing so many different varieties for yajna preparations. And the boys offered them Dandavat Namaskar, and then, Mother, we have come from Balaram and Kṛṣṇa. And if you have completed your offering, please give us something so that all boys, Kṛṣṇa, Balaram are also hungry. So these generous ladies, just hearing about Kṛṣṇa and Balaram, they totally mat-cittāḥ, mad-gata-prāṇā. They completely lost to themselves, thinking about Kṛṣṇa. Where is Kṛṣṇa? We want to see them. So they took a big basket and put all the preparation into that basket. Took them on their head. Come on, we want to see Kṛṣṇa. So they just started following these boys. All the ladies there. They took all the preparation meant for yajna and they just followed these boys. And in their house, their father-in-laws, their husbands, the children, and all other relatives started shouting, oh, young ladies, where you are going? Where you are going? Leaving this yajna. But they could not look at them also. They just followed to see Kṛṣṇa. And after walking certain distance, they came to this place where there is a bath road Bihari. And the moment when they saw Kṛṣṇa, the tears started flowing from their eyes. With lots of love, for so many months or so many years, they were hankering to see Kṛṣṇa. And when Kṛṣṇa is in front of them, their desire was fulfilled. Kṛṣṇa was so beautiful. And they could not close their eyes also, Kṛṣṇa welcomed them and with smile said, oh, you have walked long distance just for me. So he took all the preparation and asked them, you please go back because your husbands are waiting for yajna. The moment Kṛṣṇa said, you go back, they were shattered and they started shivering. Please don't reject them with such harsh words. Kṛṣṇa, you have said in Nigama, in Vedas you have said, if anybody comes to your feet surrendered, he will not go back to this material world again. Please prove that today. We have come to take your shelter. And they offered a very beautiful prayer there. They said, Maivam vibhorati bhavan gaditum rushamsam satyam kurusva nigamam tava padamulam praptavayam tulasidama padavasristam kesair nivodumatilangya samasta bandhu. So very beautiful prayer. Maivam vibho, please don't say such harsh words to go back. We have come here to surrender. And please prove that today, whatever you have said in Bhagavad Gita. My Lord, we don't disturb you and your gopis. whatever you are wearing, the garland, tulsi mala, and once it becomes, you throw it away after wearing. So we collect that and we decorate our hairs. We don't disturb you. And we live here peacefully. We don't want to go back. Such a compassionate prayer, Then Lord pacified them. My dear ladies, you please don't worry. Whatever you had desired, you have seen me. And this form will always be in your heart. You please go back. And you will always relish. And then you will discuss my topics with others. And you will relish. So you please go back. So by saying so, and then he also assured that your husbands, your father-in-law, they will not shout at you. Because they were worried whether these people will accept us back in our house. He said, they will accept you, you don't worry. So after this assurance, all these young ladies looking at Kṛṣṇa and then going forward, looking at Kṛṣṇa, they go to their house. And when they go to their house, Jiva Goswami writes in Gopal Champu that their house, the frame of their house was converted into the golden frame. And the utensils, all that which they carry, the different preparation for Kṛṣṇa, it was all turned into golden and jewel, And their husband, when they saw these young ladies coming with so much of joy, they could understand, oh my God, such a great ladies are. They are, unpad. They have not done any schooling, but they could understand the essence of all the Vedas. But we fools also, we have achieved so much of knowledge, but today we could not understand Kṛṣṇa. So they started offering their namaskar to their wives. Now, how it is possible that these young ladies could understand Kṛṣṇa, but this great Brahmana, which were learned Brahmana, could not see Kṛṣṇa through their boys' eyes? It is because, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, it's because of the association. These young Brahmana wives, when they just married and came to Mathura, there were so many gopis from the Gokula, they used to come to the Mathura just to discuss the topics of Kṛṣṇa in the disguise of selling some dahi, buttermilk or flour. Just taking those dahi, flowers and all, they used to come to Mathura. And when they see these young ladies, they used to sit with them, they used to decorate their hair, they used to talk to them, they used to love them, and then discuss about the Kṛṣṇa. And these young ladies who came after marrying here, every day listening about Kṛṣṇa, their heart was transformed. And they had a desire in their heart, when we'll have an opportunity to see Kṛṣṇa. They were looking for this. And that devotion, the seed of devotion came into their heart because of the association of the devotees. So it's so important. It's all about association. If the association of devotee definitely transforms the heart. And chanting and hearing about Kṛṣṇa, it is like watering the plant or watering the seed. If you have the seed in your heart, to fructify that seed, we need to continuously hear the topics of Kṛṣṇa, hear Bhagavatam. That's why Shravanam Bhakti is the first anga of Bhakti in Navavidha Bhakti. The nine process of Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Sakhyam, Dashyam, Vandanam, Atma Nivedan. So there are 9 process. In that, the first one is Shravanam. One should listen about Kṛṣṇa. So that's why Srila Prabhupada has arranged such a nice arrangement. Every day morning, 8 to 9, we have Srimad Bhagavatam. We have an opportunity to hear and then take a good prasad. Such a wonderful arrangement. Nowhere in the world you have, in any other organization, you have such a beautiful arrangement. So Shravanam is very important. That is like watering the seed. Once we got the association of devotees, we got the bhakti seed, and then water every day by hearing. And hearing is the most important. Parikshit Maharaj liberated just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami in just 7 days. Rukmini Mata is none other than the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. She had not seen Kṛṣṇa. When she was young, in her house, Narad Muni and other great personalities used to come and they used to talk about Kṛṣṇa. They used to discuss about topics of Kṛṣṇa. Rukmini Devi just sitting behind, she used to listen to this. And daily listening about Kṛṣṇa, her heart got transformed. She decided one day that, alas, if I have to marry somebody, that's only Kṛṣṇa and nobody else. But although Rukmi, her elder brother, wanted Rukmini to get married to Shishupal, his own friend, but Rukmini Mata was never interested anybody other than Kṛṣṇa. So that's why Rukmini Mata, she writes one love letter to Kṛṣṇa. It's a very celebrated letter in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in that she said, Shudva gunan bhuvana sundara shunmata mate nirvishya karana vivarai haratongatapam rupam drisham drishimatam akhilarthalabham त्वय्यच्युता विसति चित्तम् आपात्रपं मे श्रुत्वा गुणान् भुवन सुन्दर शृण्वता मते. Very beautiful shloka. Shruत्वा गुणान् भुवन सुन्दर शृण्वतां ते. Oh my Lord, Bhuvana Sundara, Tribhuvana Sundara. Just by hearing your glories, and when all this topic entered my ear to my heart got transformed. And the Davagni in my heart is getting extinguished every day. And I believe that the eyes which see Kṛṣṇa, they are most successful eyes. So that's why I have decided just to marry you, my Lord. And if I don't get you in this life, so she first says, my shameless mind I have just offered to you, and if I don't get you in this life, I will take birth again and again and again till I get you in that life. So Rukmini Mata decides such a strong decision just by hearing about Kṛṣṇa. She has never seen Kṛṣṇa even today. I mean, till the time Kṛṣṇa came and kidnapped her, she never saw him, but just by listening. That is the power of listening, about hearing. So this chapter also starts, Kṛṣṇa says, here, just here, Shunvatam. So that's why in Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, the first shloka is Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. And one who understands, he will worship me. And after one starts worshipping, he becomes a devotee. And then next is mat-cittāḥ mad-gata-prāṇā bodhayantaḥ parasparam kathayantaś mam nityam tuṣyanti ramanti. By doing so, they relish, they enjoy. So that's why when the two devotees meet, they always discuss about various topics of Kṛṣṇa. And the third shloka, of course, is by doing this, Kṛṣṇa will give the power to understand him. And he will light the heart with the jnana deepena bhasvata. So these 4 shlokas of this 10th canto are very, very important. We should try to by heart these shlokas. We should try to read it again and again. And that is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So thank you very much. If you have any questions or any comments, just for 1 or 2 minutes, time is already.
One question is there in my mind.
Yes. What is material life? Okay. Material life is all that life except Kṛṣṇa. Whatever we do is material. Kṛṣṇa. Material life means there is no Kṛṣṇa in our life. So we just want to enjoy for our own senses. We go to job, we earn money. Why? To earn money, to enjoy more, to get big house, to get good food, and to have some good relation. Right? So this is all material activity. But if one becomes devotee, keeps Kṛṣṇa at the center, and then he thinks that, yes, I am going to job to earn money because to serve Kṛṣṇa. I am building this house and I am marrying because to produce Kṛṣṇa conscious children. And to create all that material, the spiritual environment. The same material activity becomes spiritual if there is a Kṛṣṇa at the center. But if you do all this thing, but there is no Kṛṣṇa, that is all material. So that's why Srila Prabhupada says, in this material world, whatever we do, it's all accumulating 0, 0, 0. If there is no Kṛṣṇa, it's all is 0. If we become vice president, it's one big 0. If we build a big house, another 0. If you earn crores of rupees, another 0. If you become very famous person, 0. So many zeros, there is no value. But if you bring Kṛṣṇa in your life, it is like putting 1 before these zeros. So what happens if you put 1 before that zeros? So every 0 will have the value. More zeros you achieve, more valuable it is. If there are 2 zeros, it's 100. 3 zeros, 1,000. 5 zeros, 1 lakh. 7 zeros, 1 crore. Isn't it? But if there is no 1, everything will be 0. So spiritual means connecting with Kṛṣṇa and doing all that activity for the pleasure of Kṛṣṇa. That is spiritual. Yashoda Maya, she was, loving Kṛṣṇa just like any mother loves their children. But since he was Kṛṣṇa, whatever Yashoda Maya was doing, everything was spiritual for the pleasure of Kṛṣṇa. Arjuna, when he was fighting, first he was discussing with Kṛṣṇa in the Bhagavad Gita. He was putting his own thoughts before. No, Kṛṣṇa, I will not fight. If I fight, so many people will be killed. This was all material calculation. But when Kṛṣṇa spoke about Bhagavad Gita, he could understand. I have to do it as a duty to please Kṛṣṇa. Then his activity of Kshatriya became spiritual. So if it is for the pleasure of Kṛṣṇa, pleasing Kṛṣṇa, everything becomes spiritual. Otherwise, it's all material. It's collecting zeros. It's always better to put 1 before the zeros, right? Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.